This is the first time I'm using this restream software, so it looks like we're live. Can someone please help me out? There's nobody on yet, so I believe I'm live. Can somebody help me out though and just comment in the comment section that you can hear me, you can see me, everything's going good. I don't want to be just talking to dead air here, which is what I'm doing right now. But anyways, I am so excited for this live, guys, because this is a topic I am so passionate about. You will probably tell as this discussion goes on, as you see my passion for it. As real estate agents, our industry has been under attack for a long time. When was it that Zillow got access to the IDX and then started to, okay, all is good. Awesome, thanks guys. So when was it that Zillow, I don't remember the year that our association gave Zillow access to the IDX, and they slowly started to take or attempt to take over, and they're just moving that ball forward. You know, they're now an official brokerage. All these online lead generation companies that are popping up like, you know, has anyone ever played that whack-a-mole game at the carnival? These freaking lead generation companies are just pop. They're popping up all over the place. I want to show you here something really quick. Let me share my screen. Vic, hey buddy. All right, cool. All right, you guys can hear me. I'm going to share my screen here. Guys, this is what I'm talking about, okay? This is my personal news feed from yesterday afternoon and just this morning. This is the kind of crap that's going on that's giving online leads a bad name. I'm going to share my screen here. All right, it's working. Perfect. Hide this. Let me pull it up. Whoops. Like I said, it's my first time using Restream. Okay, this is my news feed, guys, from yesterday afternoon and just this morning. There's ad number 1. Okay, there you can see 9:15. 8:14 a.m. There's ad number 2. And notice the names of these real estate agents, okay? These are all different agents, but look at the ad, look at the attention Edmonton home buyers, look at the image, look at the Edmonton home deals, look at the exclusive list of Edmonton homes. There's ad number 3. Notice the name, different company. All right, there's ad number 4. Notice the ad copy, notice the image. There's ad number 5, Mr. Tim Baker. He is not Raul. Notice the ad looks very similar, doesn't it? And there is ad number 6. Guys, that was just my news feed from yesterday afternoon and this morning. Play a video here. So this is actually what's going on in my news feed. So here's Elise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 posts later, the exact same ad in my news feed. The exact same. Now, I actually reached out to some of these agents just to be like, guys, I hope you're not paying these people too much. Let me stop sharing my screen there for a second. I reached out to a couple of these agents just to be like, guys, are you aware of this? Like, your ad, just in 12 hours, I saw the exact same ad, and some of them were, some of them weren't. I also asked them, okay, how much are you paying this company, this lead gen company? $2,500 a month. These people are paying $2,500 a month to have what you just saw, literally a template that you can do in ads portal in your LionDesk account for free. Copy and paste. That's all these guys, all these companies are doing. They're copy and pasting these templates. It's crazy. So I want to tell you a little bit about my story and how this all came about and how I started getting as passionate as I am about this topic. So about 4.5 years ago, before my first daughter, my oldest daughter, was born, I was running some ads. I hired a company to run some ads for me. I hired a couple companies, which we'll get into. But I was running some ads for a wholesaling company that had business. So doing, lead generation for motivated sellers, trying to find those people that need to sell their home like right now. And this company that I hired, I was paying them about $2,500 a month. And my oldest daughter was born. And I was about 2-3 months into this contract, 6-month contract. My first daughter was born, emergency C-section. So my wife needed some help around the home, and having my first child, I thought, what, I don't want to do this lead stuff right now. I just want to focus on my family. I don't want to do all the follow-up and all the work that online leads can be. And that's when the C word came out. The famous C word contract. They said, no, you can't pause this because you signed a 6-month contract. And I said, okay, well, that's crap. By the way, since we're having this conversation then, and you want to get into legalities and all that, I'm paying you guys $2,500 a month, okay? I haven't been seeing that greater results. How much of what I'm paying you is actually going towards my business? And that's when I found out that about $300 was going towards ad spend. $2,200 was going to their pocket. Now, that kind of pissed me off, obviously. And when I started looking into it more and realizing, how little work they were actually doing and all these promises that they made that they never delivered, it really got me frustrated. So that was the last company I had ever hired. And probably like you, if you've experienced this, I hired this company because they showed up in my newsfeed, another shiny object promising the world. And I thought, this time it's going to be different, right? This time it's going to be different. These guys won't be like the last company. They're all pretty much, I don't want to say all because there are some good ones out there. They're all pretty much the same. And here's why, because as I started going down this rabbit hole, I went deep down this rabbit hole, learning this stuff myself. I discovered that there's basically, there's a couple online programs, online courses out there that are basically training people with zero experience whatsoever in the real estate industry, in marketing, in anything. They're training these kids basically. They're selling them the dream, right? It's almost like the multi-level marketing of the internet. They're selling them this dream that, there's real estate agents, there's thousands of real estate agents lining up to pay you thousands of dollars a month, passive income, blah, blah, blah. You can run your business from your laptop, be on a boat somewhere. And some of them do post that. They literally post, I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat, as, they talk about how much monthly recurring income they have from all these real estate agents. So there's a couple courses out there. There's one really, really, really big one. I'm not going to mention the name because that would be slander, and that's not what I'm about. But they have literally trained thousands. It's like an army. There's a freaking army of people coming after you to sign you up to these contracts and, 6 months, $2,500 a month, whatever it is. And it's total crap. So when I started learning that, I thought, you know what? I had kind of an epiphany. I thought, if I'm going to pay this company $2,500 a month, what would happen? And only $300 is going to ad spend. What would happen to me and my business if I put $2,500 to ad spend? And that's when I went down the rabbit hole. I started learning about online marketing, all of Facebook, Google. I've been since certified in a lot of these platforms. And what I discovered is when I started applying like a multi-$1,000 a month budget to my own ads, it was like, I didn't have the infrastructure in place. I couldn't handle it. There was so much volume and I did, trust me, I had a CRM, LionDesk, I had the follow-ups, I had the drips. I just didn't have like the teams, buyer agents, seller agents, all that kind of stuff. So it kind of blew my mind. And again, with a product like Ads Portal that's right in your LionDesk account, it's basically, it's a killer of these marketing companies and these lead gen companies, because the tides are being moved back into our favor for once. The real estate agents, you guys, my colleagues. If you need a little bit of help too, this isn't a pitch at all, guys. By the way, I should have mentioned that at the start. This is not a pitch whatsoever. But if you need help, LionDesk has a done for you service. Excuse me, I'm also a marketing consultant. So again, this isn't a pitch, but if you need any help, feel free to reach out to me. But now I want to get into the nuts and bolts, right? Because a lot of people say that online leads don't work. And that is absolutely not the case. I'm going to share my screen here again. All right, so, oops. All right, so this is one ad account that I'm right now. Again, this isn't a pitch for me or anything. I just want to show you some actual tangible results. This is one ad account that I'm managing. As you can see, we have spent $13,225.81. This is just on Facebook. This doesn't include Google, YouTube, retargeting, all that kind of stuff. This is just the main top of the funnel. Now, let me ask you, do you think that this client would spend $13,225.81 in Facebook ad spend if it didn't work? Hell no. He would have shut this tap off a long time ago. This account this ad spend, by the way, is under a year. So this is mostly through 2020. Him and his team have closed over 45 deals from this amount of ad spend. Okay, here's another one I blocked out. The other one didn't really show the ad account name. Just for privacy reasons, I blocked out the name of the ad account. It's nothing that I'm trying to hide or anything like that. This ad account, $22,327.67 or 60 cents. So same thing. If we would have got to like the $800 mark and things just weren't looking like they were going to develop or anything was going to happen, this client would have shut this down a long time ago. This guy has closed well over $300,000 in gross commission income from $22,000 in ad spend. So again, I'm not doing this to brag or anything like that. I'm just trying to show you that, online leads work. A lot of people say that they don't. Let me stop sharing my screen again. Online leads do work. A lot of people say that they don't, and it's because of these lead generation companies giving it a bad name, giving lead generation online, Facebook, all this kind of stuff. They give it a bad name. And the reason why online leads, some people say that they don't work, is there's a number of reasons actually. One of them is, hiring those crappy companies that are just copying and pasting these templates, doing nothing unique for you. So you don't stand out in your demographics newsfeed. You just look and sound the same as everyone else. The other problem is expectations. A lot of these online lead generation companies, they set you up for failure from the beginning because they promise you the world and they don't set the expectations in reality and what's realistic, because that's a big part about online lead generation, guys. Your screen is so blurred. Oh no, that's not good to hear. How is it now? How does it look now? By the way, how am I doing here, guys? Like, let me know. Is this valuable so far? Is this interesting? Is this helpful? We're gonna get into the more nuts and bolts stuff here in a bit. Okay, well, I'll let you comment again about my screen. I'm not sure why it's blurry. It looks fine on mine. Maybe I don't know. So where was I? So the expectations and reality, right? You're set up for failure from day one. A lot of these companies promise you the world, like you're gonna close all these deals. It's just not the case. Like any type of lead generation source, unless it's okay, awesome, thanks, you're doing awesome, thanks. So unless it's like an inbound lead, which, by the way, another one of my clients just had this happen to. We're doing some Google SEO work with him. He had someone call him from out of province. I'm in Canada, by the way. So somebody out of province said, look, Derek, I am moving to your city in 3 weeks. I need to find a home. I found you on Google. You had 50 reviews. Blurry, but the content is fine. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why my screen is blurry, guys. Honestly, I don't know. I wish it wasn't. So this client with the Google stuff, as I was saying, so this person inbound call, right? This is about as hot as an internet lead gets. Called them inbound, said, I'm moving to your city in 3 weeks. I saw you on Google. He ranked high because of the SEO. He's got a ton of reviews, which is helping with the SEO. Excuse me. And said, I love your reviews. I'm using you. Like, I'm literally coming there next week. I need to find a home. Like, game over. And the lead even said, I'm not even calling anyone anymore. So not all online leads are created equally, right? So a Google SEO inbound lead like that is not going to be the same as a Facebook lead. Facebook leads are generally, not always, but generally most of the time, they are more pre-market, right? So they're online, they've got the idea, hey, I want to buy a home, I want to sell my home, and they start, I'm going to go, like I did yesterday, I'm going to go into the brain science stuff here. So it's called your RAS in your brain, your reticular activating system. So once somebody has the thought of, hey, I want to buy or sell a home, what do they start seeing in their environment, right? Their RAS has been triggered, and all they start to see is Facebook ads, Google ads, all these things. They start to notice them. They were always generally there before, but they never really noticed them. And then as they start to click on them, of course, the retargeting, the algorithm all kicks in, and they start seeing them a lot more. It's kind of like that time, say you buy a vehicle, right? You buy a white BMW. I don't have a BMW. I drive a 2007 Ford F-150, but your dream car, white BMW or black, red, whatever color you're into, and you never really noticed them before, but the day you drive it off the lot, what do you see everywhere? You see your color BMW all over the place. They were always there, but your RAS, your reticular activating system, was just never picking it up. So with these types of leads, like as I was talking about earlier, with Facebook leads and even Google leads, they're not all created equally, right? So that's where this whole expectation thing comes into place. The sales cycle in real estate is long as it's long already, and it could be even longer with online leads, because the truth about online leads is these people are cold. They are 100% cold. They are not your warm audience. They aren't into flow with you yet, like I talked about yesterday, the Larry Kendall book, Ninja Selling. They don't know you. They don't like you. They don't trust you yet. They're clicking around on the internet. So once they click, they start seeing all these other ads, and they're clicking all kinds of different things. So the real secret sauce with online leads is the follow-up. And I know you've probably heard this before, but I'm serious. I'm telling you right now, having spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in Facebook ad spend, Google ad spend, YouTube, all these different platforms, the leads are all generally the same. What is different and what separates why some people are able to convert online leads and see a positive ROI from them and other people are not is the follow-up. So having good systems, having a strategy, having realistic expectations. Now, I'll do another live one that is specifically on the what I call the 4 steps of converting an online lead, but I'll talk about them really quick right now. Step number 1 is you need the lead to engage and respond with you, okay? If they do not engage your text message, they don't respond to your text messages or your emails, you're dead in the water, because if you can't get them to respond, you can't start to build the rapport and build the relationship, right? So step 1 is get somebody to engage and get them to respond. Now, this is where a common place I see a lot of people going wrong is they do, again, what everybody else is doing. Some of these online lead generation companies, they provide you, these scripts and drip campaigns. Well, guess what they're doing? Again, they're copying and pasting exactly what they do for every single, can't look at the screen. Guys, I wish I knew what was going on with the screen. How is this? Does that change anything? Let me go stop sharing screen. How is that? Is that better? Is that not as blurry? Maybe my computer is just on overload here right now. Okay, let me know if the blurry is fixed or not. So these online lead generation companies, they're copying and pasting their drip campaigns that they copy and paste for everyone else. So like I showed you before at the beginning, it's okay. Okay. Like I showed you before at the beginning, those 6 different six exact same ads in my newsfeed, they all hired the exact same company. Now this company's out of Canada, so just forewarning. I'm not going to say their name again. I'm not going to slander them, but there's a tip, right? So if you're going to hire a company to do lead generation, just be careful in who you hire, right? Ask to see some of their results. Ask to see some of their examples of what they're going to do for you, because a lot of it is just copy and paste templates. Ask to talk to some of their clients, right? Because of course they're going to give you, like any referral, right? They're going to give you their good clients, of course, but talk to them. Because you don't want to get trapped with what I just showed you. Because one of these clients or one of these agents that I talked to, I said, how was it going? Like, because she had said she was trying to get out of the contract and they weren't even responding to her anymore. They said too bad, basically. So it's a sad state of affairs, guys. And I hate to see, that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I hate to see you guys, I hate to see our industry, I hate to see my colleagues, my friends getting burnt, getting ripped off. And it doesn't need to happen anymore with some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about and rolling out here in the group and stuff like this, right? So anyways, back to the follow-up, right? Because that's the secret sauce. So those 6 ads, all using the exact same copy and paste drip campaigns. How can you imagine? That's better, thanks. Okay, perfect. I'm so sorry that was blurry before. It must have just been my processor processing sharing screen. So those 6 ads, okay, let's say you're a potential buyer, right? And you see this ad. Hey, do you want to see homes for sale in Edmonton under $400,000 like everybody else is running in their Facebook newsfeed? You click on it, and then you see another person with the same ad. You click on that. Now you're literally getting peppered with the exact same text messages and the exact same emails from these people. It's terrible, right? That's not how you convert a lead. But what some of these people are doing is they're doing what I call it like brag marketing, I guess, a little bit. They're flexing their muscles a little bit. They're saying, hey, I'm the #1 agent. I help all these people. I'm blah, blah, blah. Here's another tip with online leads. If you're running those kinds of ads of I'm the #1 agent in my market, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares, because you have to be tuned into, what is it, WIIFM radio. What's in it for me? Everybody only ultimately cares about themselves. So people that you're trying to market to, they care about what's in it for them. So you have to provide value to these people. So one of the things that I do with my online lead gen conversion, if you've never read the book, if you haven't read the book, Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, I highly, 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 highly suggest reading that book. It's not technically a sales book. It's kind of it's a negotiation book. It's one of the best sales books I've ever read in my life. And in that book, there's a strategy called the 1-sentence email. Now I use the 1-sentence text message. And one of the first text messages I send out to leads is, hey, is this, and their name, right? Hey, is this Matt? Let's say the person's name is Matt, right? The response rate on that text message is ridiculous. It's like 85, last time I checked, about 85 to 87%. It is ridiculous, because somebody sees their name and they go, oh, yeah, that is me, and they respond. Because that's step number 1. You have to get people to respond. Step number 2 is you have to get them offline. Get them the heck off of texting and emailing or Facebook Messenger. I do a lot of Facebook Messenger marketing myself. Get them off of that platform because you have to get them onto the phone, right? This is what we call in sales micro commitments. You're taking the lead through these little micro commitments, these little steps, right? You're stepping up the relationship. You're not asking for marriage on the first date. You're just boop, 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 stepping up the commitment, right? By the way, if you send out a text message like, hey, this is what some people do. Hey, Matt, my name is Mike. I'm the #1 real estate agent in my market. I cannot wait to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. People ignore the crap out of those text messages. Not only do they ignore the crap out of it, but what would you do if you got a text message like that? And by the way, if you open up your phone and you saw a message that was your entire screen, like called a wall of text, you send out a wall of text like that, nobody's going to respond to that. So step number 2 is get them off of text messaging. And there's other strategies around that, right? You got to do a little bit of pre-qualifying, a little bit of rapport building. And I know some of this stuff can be manual, but it's the people that put in the work that are going to convert the online leads, because that's a big, big, big problem I see. People's expectations are unrealistic, and they use online leads as sort of a, I don't want to say lazy, because I don't want to call you lazy, because I don't know you, but some of the people that I've talked to, they're using online leads because they are lazy. They don't want to put in the work of actually prospecting. So they think online leads are this silver bullet, right? Just this magic, boom, I'm going to close 100 deals next month because of online leads. So you got to be able to put in the work, right? So step number 2 is get them off of text messaging onto a phone call. Step number 3 is on that phone call, again, build that relationship, start to get into flow with them, and to build that that rapport like we do in sales. And your job on the phone call is you're trying to schedule an appointment. You're not asking them to, hey, I've got 5 homes. Let me go show them to you right now. That's the equivalent of asking for marriage on the first date, and you can't do that, right? People need, and by the way, you haven't even pre-qualified these people yet. You don't even know if they're ready to look at homes. Like, they might be a year away from looking, right? You got to pre-qualify them first. So anyways, that's part of your job on the phone call as well, is to pre-qualify them, figure out where they're at, because if you can close for the appointment, that's what I should have said, right? I've read it a few times. Book, yeah, it's an amazing book. So if you can close for the appointment on the phone call, that's what your job is to do. If you can't, well, then you've succeeded in another part of converting your online leads, which is identifying what the heck this person is, right? I call them animals. I shouldn't, but that's what in my head I'm doing with trying to convert my online leads, right? Is what kind of animal is this? Are they a big animal, small animal? Are they furry? Do they crawl? Do they swim? Do they walk? What are they, right? Are they approachable? If I get too close, are they going to bite me? That's kind of why I call them animals. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of animal they are, because if I can't close for the appointment on the phone call, now they're going into a follow-up plan in LionDesk, and they are going into that follow-up plan according to where they are at, right? Are they going to go on a weekly follow-up? Going to go on a monthly, a bi-weekly? I wouldn't suggest anything more than a monthly, because that's my dishwasher going off in the background if you can hear that. But anything longer than a month, and you're not going to get into flow with them, right? Because another thing that I do with online leads is I put them through. So the first week, what I call it is a blast. I put them through a blast. And again, this is just like rapid fire. I'm texting, I'm calling, I'm emailing, I'm doing video texts, I'm doing video emails. I'm just hitting from all angles. I'm trying to get them to engage, and I'm trying to discover what kind of animal they are. Because if I don't know what kind of animal they are, I don't know how to treat them. I don't know how to approach them. Can I get close? Are they safe? Are they bite me? Are they a venomous snake, right? Are they an alligator that's going to chomp my arm off? So I need to find out what they are. And that way I can discover, I determine what lead source, or sorry, not what lead source, but what lead hotness level they are, right? You have that in your LionDesk account. You can set the hotness of the lead. I can determine what kind of follow-up I'm going to do with them, and so on and so forth. So that's step number 3, right? You have to eventually get onto the phone. If you can't get them onto the phone, then you cannot get them into an appointment, which is the next step. And if you can't get them into an appointment, then you will never, ever, ever get them as a client. You will not sign that exclusive buyer representation or that exclusive seller representation. That's the other part of step 3, right? Qualifying them and getting them on the phone too, is you want to figure out, well, do they have a home to sell? Are they a move-up buyer, right? That's a whole animal thing, right? Trying to determine what kind of animal they are. Step 4 is get them into an appointment. And in that appointment, that's when essentially going to go for the close, right? You're going to hopefully sign them as a client, or you're hopefully going to, just checking the comments here. How's everything going, guys? How is this going so far? Is this helpful? Is there anything I'd love to know? Like, let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know your experience with online lead generation, because I've basically seen it all, right? And it pains me. It pains me to hear agents say that online leads don't work, because they absolutely do. They just haven't worked for you yet, or you've been burnt by one of these shitty companies that is basically ripping you off. Now, they work. Again, they don't always work for everybody, though. So that's another caveat here too, right? Online leads are a completely different animal from other types of leads. And not everybody's personalities are suited for online leads, right? You have to be a little bit of a shark, right? If any of you follow or have seen Haas Pratt, he's been in the LionDesk group a bit. He's done some training. Yeah, absolutely. Online leads, poor quality, messenger ads, absolutely better. I'm 100% messenger based in my own business, because I want to have a conversation with people. I don't like lead forms are something that a lot of people are using, and to be honest, I think they suck. They do have they have their pros and they do have their cons, just like everything, and so does Messenger. Messenger has its pros and cons, but personally, I love Messenger because if I can talk to somebody, if I can have a conversation, then I kind of feel like it's kind of game over. The deck is not stacked in my lead's favor, because I'm a trained salesperson. I know how to communicate. I know how to ask probing questions. I know the right questions to ask at the right time, and I know how to push the relationship down the line to eventually get to a close. So yeah, I kind of just bragged, I guess, about being a good salesman. I'm sorry if that sounded like bragging, but Messenger is fantastic for that. I love Messenger. Here's another thing, guys. Again, not all online leads created equally. YouTube, that is something I have been exploring and diving a lot deeper into my own business. I haven't rolled it out for clients yet, because I like to test everything myself first. But I started a YouTube channel about 2 months ago. My real estate YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel I've been running for a while, about a year. But my real estate YouTube channel I've been experimenting with quite a lot, and it is amazing. Like, YouTube leads are basically a blue ocean. There is almost nobody in your market targeting for your city's keywords, moving to your city, pros and cons of your city, living in your city. There's almost nobody optimizing for those. There's nobody make videos for those. Well, there are starting to be, but anyways, there's not a lot of people making videos on those topics, let alone optimizing their videos for those search terms. So I got a little bit off track here with the Messenger stuff. So, again, getting the appointment, those are the steps, right? You have to get somebody to engage. You have to get them off of the platform of texting or email. Never, ever, ever, ever sell or text and email. It's the worst platform. You want to get at least voice to voice or face to face. So get them to engage, get them off of texting and email, get them onto the phone, qualify them. If you can't close for the appointment, obviously try to close for the appointment. If you can't, then you still have accelerated the relationship to the next level, and then ultimately get an appointment, right? So hang on here. Just want to check something. Now, like I was saying earlier, our industry is under attack, right? So that's a big reason why online leads get a bad name. But in my experience, the reason I have not seen online leads work for people is, number one, they are lazy. I hate to say it, but they don't want to put in the work, because online leads take a lot of work. Number two, they have unrealistic expectations. So they're going into it not expecting it to be a lot of work, not expecting the results to come slowly, because it does take time to get some momentum, right? Real estate's a long sales cycle anyways, and online leads can take, I've seen leads take sometimes up to a year to convert, longer. One of my colleagues, he's in Salt Lake City, Utah. The longest lead, this is the longest I've ever heard. It took him 2.5 years to convert an online lead. 2.5 years. So let me ask you, are you committed? Do you have the systems in your business to follow up with somebody that long? Are you committed to follow up with somebody that long? Do you even want to follow up with somebody that long, right? There's lots of ways to generate leads in real estate, and online is just one of them, right? And it's funny too, in the online lead gen space, I see a lot of people poo-pooing on FSBOs and expireds. And again, it's because they don't have any experience in real estate, right? FSBOs and expireds, it doesn't get any up when it comes to seller leads, it doesn't get any hotter than that. These are people who literally are trying to sell their home or failed at selling their home with a real estate agent. That's why it went expired. You show me a lead that is hotter than somebody who is actively on the market trying to sell it right now on Craigslist or on Facebook Marketplace or whatever shitty marketing strategy they're using that isn't going to work anyways. Or somebody who tried but failed with an agent who didn't do their job, or maybe the home was overpriced, maybe you don't want the listing anyways. But again, online leads are just one source, right? Door knocking, cold calling, these are all ways to generate your business. And here's another thing I've seen agents that fail at online lead generation say. They say they don't work, and then I ask them, okay, well, how long did you do it for? Well, I did it for like a month. Okay, how much did you spend in Facebook ad spend? I spent like $60. Okay, and you didn't close a deal? Yeah, I didn't close a deal. Facebook ads don't work. Okay, so if you think that there was a method in this world that allowed you to close a deal, a real estate deal that was $7,000 in commission from $60, do you think that person would share that strategy with anybody? Hell no. It takes time, guys. It takes longer than a month, and it takes more money than $60. But the person that goes around saying, I spent $60 and I tried it for a month, online leads don't work. And I actually had this conversation with someone. So then I said, okay, well, what else are you doing in your business? Well, I'm door knocking, but that freaking sucks too, and it doesn't work. Okay, how many doors did you knock? Well, I knocked 30 doors. Okay, and how long did that take you? Well, like 3 weeks. What? It took you 3 weeks to knock 30 doors? Bro, I can knock 30 doors in like 2 hours. Like, you should be knocking 30 to 100 doors a day. If you're going to do door knocking, you should be knocking 30 to 100 a day, every single day, Monday to Friday. Do that for 3 months, and don't tell me that you don't have some traction in your business, or you're starting to have some conversations, some conversations with some potential sellers, right? So again, these are the people that are saying online lead generation doesn't work. It's the people that are knocking 30 doors in 3 weeks because they're lazy and they say it doesn't work. It's like anything, right? You have to give it time. Any new lead generation activity that you try, whether it's open houses, whether it's FISBOs, whether it's expireds, whether it's cold calling, whether it's scraping data from lead providers, whether it's Facebook ads, whether it's Google, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to give it an honest effort, guys, and you have to be willing to invest both time and money, right? Some people can invest, some people can buy their time by using money, right? By hiring companies, things like that. But it doesn't matter. You're either going to invest your time or your money, because there's only 2 ways to generate leads in real estate, and that is prospecting and that is marketing. One of those activities is actively doing the work. That's what prospecting is, right? Networking, knocking doors, cold like that. And one of them is marketing, and that is spending your money, which is kind of buying your time, right? And in my business, I will choose marketing all day long. Like, I'll be honest, I do prospecting, I do some manual prospecting, but I am mostly focused on marketing, because marketing is attraction first, and there is a huge difference between attraction and pursuit. Prospecting is pursuing the lead. Attraction is attracting them to you. And here's another reason why online leads fail for some people, is they're not putting bait out. They're not attracting people with the right bait, or what we call in marketing is value. You have to be providing value, right? Nobody's going to give you their contact information unless you give them value. So that's another reason why I see people say that online leads don't work, is they're putting those out there like, I'm the #1 real estate agent in the world, call me. That's literally the ad. I've seen that ad in my newsfeed. And I'm like, nobody is going to call that ad. And then that person goes around saying online leads don't work. They suck. Well, I'm sorry, they don't work for you because you suck. Not you guys. I'm not talking to you guys that I'm talking to. I'm talking to this agent that's putting this ad of call me because I'm the #1 real estate. That's literally the ad. Call me. I'm the #1 real estate agent in Edmonton. I saw that ad. I'm like, that is the worst ad I've ever seen in my life. So the other dark side of online leads, guys, is like I was talking about earlier, is we are prey. Real estate agents are prey to all of these marketing companies because we are seen as high ticket clients, right? That's what's called in the marketing world from these marketers. And I am a marketer, guys, so I'm in that world, but I'm on your side, right? So I kind of see both sides. And in a lot of these marketing groups and these marketing communities I'm in, I see the other side, and I see us referred to as high ticket. And I even saw one guy post the other week. He posted, I got another one, ring the bell, got another one, sign this. And he used the words, I signed this idiot up for $30,000 a month, 6-month contract. And then you know what he said next in the post? He said, how do I get results now? Does anybody know how to get real estate leads? Well, like literally, guys, that is what's happening. That is what is happening in this industry. There are people who are they're good talkers. They're promising you the world, and then they're going and bragging to all their buddies that, I got another one, bagged another elephant, $3,000 a month, 6-month contract. I don't even know what I'm doing. I see this in marketing groups, people posting all the time saying, I don't even know what to do. Like, what do I even do? Somebody help me get some real estate leads. Who's got good funnels for real estate leads, right? So that kind of crap is going on. I even saw a video on YouTube. This guy, same thing. He was talking about the truth about online lead generation. He was basically a marketer saying that he got in over his head. He had closed a couple clients, a couple real estate agents. He had promised them all these results. They were paying him multiple $1,000s a month, and he didn't know how to get them results. So they all got very angry. They sued him. They canceled their contract, all that kind of stuff. So that would be kind of what I would leave it off as, guys, is not all online leads are created equally. Google, YouTube advertising, Google pay-per-click, Google organic, Facebook ads, these are all different. They're all different strategies required to make them work. But for the most part, like the pay-per-click stuff, the conversion rates are going to be low. Like, let's be honest, they are extremely low. And that's why you need a ton of volume. You need to go through a lot of them, and you need a process of filtering them. I kind of call it like, back to those 4 steps, right? I kind of call it like being at an assembly plant. All the parts are coming in, and I need to like figure it out. I need to sort it out. I need to sort what these leads are. Are they a buyer? Are they a seller? What's their time frame? Have they spoken to other real estate agents? Are they under contract? Have they been pre-qualified by a lender, right? You're trying to sort it all out first. So that's kind of it, guys. The secret sauce, there really is no secret sauce. I wish I could tell you there was, but the secret sauce is the follow-up. It is the back end. It's your systems that you have in place. It's how hard you are willing to work. And if you are willing to put in the work and you're willing to invest some time and money, online leads can be a game changer for your business because they are marketing, right? So you're attracting people to you. The scalability, the reach of online leads is ridiculous. Back to my YouTube channel, for example. I'm in Alberta, Canada. I had somebody email me last week. They're in the United Kingdom. They're in process of getting their visa right now, and they are moving to where I live. They have family here, and they reached out to me. They emailed me. Guys, those kinds of online leads, it doesn't get any better than that. When somebody goes and Googles or goes to YouTube, which is also a search engine, and says, moving to Canada or moving to Alberta or moving to your city or whatever it is, and your video pops up and you provide value, and it's kind of game over, right? They're watching you, you're giving them value, you're showing them around your city. It's kind of game over, right? You're building a lot of rapport with them without you actually having to do that. So that's kind of it, guys. Again, secret sauce is all about the follow-up. We're going to get more into that as this develops, this partnership that I have with LionDesk here, and as I bring more content. I think what I'll do next, let me know in the comments, guys, what do you guys want to hear next? Would you like me to go through some of the ad examples that I do? Would that be helpful? Would you like to see some actual ads? The Facebook ads portal, again, in LionDesk, I mean, it's a killer to these marketing companies because it gives you the power back now, right? You can build some Facebook ads. By the way, I'll tell you right now, actually, my #1 performing Facebook ad is listing ads. Whether that's an active listing that I have or an active listing that one of my colleagues has. If one of my colleagues has a listing, if I don't, one of my colleagues does, you go and you approach them right now and you say, hey, so-and-so, do you mind if I do all the work? I'll spend all the money. I will promote your listing for you. Do you mind? If that agent says no to you, delete them. Delete them from your phone because they're running from a scarcity mindset. They don't have an abundant universe. I've had agents say no to me, and I'm just like, really? Really, bro? You won't let me advertise your listing for you? Like, what's your problem? Like, what are you thinking? Like, you scared like something's gonna happen? Actual messenger listing ad example. Yeah, perfect. I want to hear something. Please listen to this yourself and let me know what information you just offered. Okay, yeah, for sure. Do you have a business Facebook page or do you see? Yeah, so all great points. Marta, no, that's a great point. Facebook page or personal page. Absolutely, Facebook page. You can't run Facebook ads without a business page. And that's always the big debate in the marketing world is, do you run it from so for example, I have a Mike Banks realtor page, or do you run it from a community page, right? Edmonton Homes, or that's my market, right? Edmonton Homes, things like that. I got more value from this free live than courses I paid $100 for. That's amazing to hear that. There's going to be so much more rolling out. Like I said, this was not a pitch. I'm not offering. Yeah, I can help you. I help clients. I have clients that I help do marketing and Facebook ads and things like that for. But this isn't a pitch for that. You have all the tools. You have go to YouTube YouTube ad examples. You have the ads portal in your LionDesk account. You have the tools literally to fire Zillow, to fire these. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that, by the way, Marnie, Jessica? Am I allowed to say fire Zillow? Are we going to get sued here? Here's how I really feel about Zillow, okay? If you haven't picked it up already. Fuck Zillow. I hate Zillow. I hate Zillow. We never should have gave them access to the IDX. But anyways. Yeah, the Facebook page, community page, there's so many strategies, and I have split tested so much. I spent hundreds of thousands. I'm not saying this is a brag, I'm just saying this is where I'm coming from. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in Facebook marketing, ad spend, Google, all that kind of stuff myself, because I got sick and tired of these lead generation companies taking advantage of me, taking advantage of you, our colleagues, our industry, and I went down the rabbit hole. I said, screw it. It probably wasn't the best decision at the time, because it literally could. I'm an OCDer. So when I'm like a hound dog. When I get on something, learning something new, I'm freaking on the scent like a hound dog, and I don't stop until I learn it. Got where they are today. Climb back. The realtors totally agree. No Zillow. Yeah, exactly. Hello, I agree. Now they're complete broke. Yeah, they are a broker. They had a broker in charge for them, but they've officially removed that person or that company or that brokerage, and they're now their own broker. Guys, it's coming. Like the takeover, it's been in the works for a long time, but you know what? We're going to survive. You know what? Like Zillow can do what they're doing. We are going to survive. People need real estate agents. People need that personal touch, that hand holding through the biggest transaction of their lives. Zillow can do what they're doing. And yeah, they got market share. I mean, it's a tragedy, but it's the world, right? The world is changing. Amazon is coming into the real estate space. They partnered up with, was it Real? I can't. Anyways, the company that owns, I think they own Coldwell Banker, Century 21, all that kind of stuff. So we're kind of getting off topic here. I guess, yeah. Let's open up to some questions. Is there any questions, guys? Let me know. Definitely, your engagement here has been great. It helps me out a lot. I find Facebook won't let you share if you. Personal page. Yeah. So, okay. Let's talk about that. Boosting a post. Boosting posts are garbage. Total garbage. Boosting the post. The reason why that feature was introduced into Facebook is because if you've noticed your Facebook business page, the reach of it, the organic reach of it is terrible. Let's say you have 1,000 likes on your Facebook page and you post something, go back to your page a couple days later, a week later, and look at how many people, at the bottom left of there of your Facebook, of your post, you can see how many people it's reached, and it says 10. You have 1,000 likes on your Facebook page and you've reached 10 people. Well, Facebook did that on purpose. Okay, so here's just full transparency, guys. I want to give you the full truth of all of this. This is what's happening. I stay on top of this stuff all the time, every day, basically. So Facebook has throttled the reach because they want you to pay. It's a pay to play program. They want you to reach. So the boost feature was added because that was a way for Facebook to increase revenue, right? They want people hitting that boost button because they're basically saying, hey, your post sucks. It's not being seen by anybody, but hit this little boost button and boost it to everybody. Don't use the boost function. It does have its time and its place, but I never use it in my business. I run my ads out of my ads manager because it gives me more freedom and control, setting the objective, setting the ad set, right? All the targeting, setting the budget, all that kind of stuff. You have a little bit of control with the boosting post, but it sucks. So I use Ads Manager, but again, LionDesk in the ads portal, you have a fantastic tool right there at play that you can play around with it yourself. So if I was buying, knowing what you know today with all your knowledge of $500 budget, the exact that you would run. $500 budget. I'm sorry, all it says here is Facebook user. Doesn't, let me know. You know what? Does it show? Oh, never mind. I'm putting your comment up on the screen. This is my first time using Restream, so this is a pretty cool software. It does see, as you can see, all I see is Facebook user. It doesn't show me your name, so I'm sorry I can't address you by name. $500 budget is amazing. In fact, most clients that I start working with in my consultancy, I actually tell them to start at about $300 per month with Facebook ad spend, because here's why. And I already gave it away. I would say Facebook, if you're $500, Facebook. Google will eat you up and spit you alive with $500. Google pay-per-click is extremely competitive, right? If you're in my market, it's not that competitive. I'm in Edmonton, Alberta. It's not that competitive. But if you're in like Los Angeles or Las Vegas or Phoenix or Raleigh, North Carolina, all these big markets. I'm going to use Raleigh, North Carolina, because I just onboarded a client last week and I went through this example with them. The click, remember off the top of my head, the click, just to click to a landing page for the keyword Raleigh, North Carolina homes was like, I want to say like $16. That's just a click to a landing page. Now your landing page has to convert, okay? Let me do some math. Let me share my screen here. Let me do some math so you guys can see this. I want to run through this with you guys, okay? Because this is something I didn't talk about earlier, but online lead generation, like any lead generation, the path is in the math, baby. The path is in the math. All you need to do is figure out, what is my conversion rate? That's the most important metric. And then you know exactly how many leads you got to generate. So do I need to generate 100 leads? Do I need to generate 1,000 leads? Do I need to generate 10,000? How many do I need to generate to convert a deal? And once you figure that out, you can reverse engineer the whole process, and you can basically, I call it printing commission. You can print commission. Once you know that funnel end to end, your conversion rate, how much it costs per lead, how much you're converting, your landing page, your messenger ads, or your lead forms, whatever strategy you're using, how many appointments are you getting, how many appointments are you closing. Once you have that entire funnel figured out from top to bottom, it's literally printing commission, because now you know, what do I need to do? Do I need to spend $600 to close 2 deals? Do I need to spend $1,000 to close 2 deals? Okay. If I can close 2 deals on $1,000, ramp that sucker up. Now spend 2,000, close 4 deals, spend 4,000, like, and so on and so forth. So let's share my screen here. I want to share this calculator application. Okay, I want to kind of share with how online work, guys. This is, like I said, the path is the math. So I still don't know your name. $500 budget. Let's look at how this looks. Okay. What they say, and this is pretty consistent across the industry. The conversion rate is about 2 to 3%. Oh, I'm not sharing my calculator. It would help if I actually shared my calculator. There it is. All right, calculator. Okay, so the path is in the math, guys. They say that the online lead converts at about 2 to 3%, and that is pretty accurate. I have clients that are converting at 6%. I have clients that are converting online leads at 8%. I have clients that are converting at 1%. Alina, okay, it's you, Alina. $500, awesome. So path is in the math, all right? So a typical Facebook lead online costs about, it depends. If you're doing Messenger, they're a little bit more expensive because you're having a conversation with somebody, you're doing some pre-qualifying with some automated bots, things like that. They do take a little bit longer or a little bit more expensive, but I see pretty consistently about $4 to $6 for a Messenger lead. So let's use $5 right in the middle, okay? So $5 on a $500 budget, so $500 per month on a Facebook ad spend budget. If your lead is costing you $5 per lead, you're generating, simple math, right, about 100 leads per month. Now, if you were converting at 2 to 3%, so what is, oops, I did that wrong. 100 times, let's say 2%. You're converting at 2%. 2 deals, right? So the path is in the math. So if you aren't converting 2 deals at about a $500 a month ad spend budget, then there's something wrong. There's something wrong in your funnel somewhere. There's a breakdown, right? There's what we say with funnels is there's a leak. There's a leak in your funnel somewhere. So it's either it's probably not the top of your funnel usually, because that's usually the easy part. Getting people in your funnel is pretty easy. Where the breakdown, because again, the secret sauce with online leads, it's all about the follow-up. That's usually where the leaks in the funnel come from. Now, when I say you should be closing 2 deals per month, I'm not saying that if you go out and spend $500 on Facebook, boom, your first month you're going to close 2 deals. What I'm saying is, over time, as you get the momentum building, which will take about 3 months to start to see some real good traction, some real good momentum. 6 months in, now you're really seeing some traction. You might have even closed a deal or 2. As this thing develops, now you'll start to see, because the pipeline is building, it's growing, it's getting so big, you'll start to see more consistency. And then that's when you should start to see on average closing about 2 deals per month. So that's what I would do. I didn't prepare, guys. A lot of people are commenting, sorry, exact ad. Can you show an exact ad? You know what? Maybe we can do this. I didn't prepare to do that for this, but maybe we can do this. By the way, guys, too, here's another kind of secret. Seller ads, okay, seller campaigns. They are literally a blue ocean right now because everybody is doing, let's go back to it. If you weren't with me in the beginning, go back here, share this. Hopefully it's not blurry for you guys. Okay, so if you weren't with me in the beginning, the reason why I say seller ads are an absolute blue ocean right now is because everybody and their dog is doing this. You know, this is my Facebook news feed from yesterday afternoon and this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the exact same ads, literally the exact same ads. Everybody and their dog is doing this home list strategy. Now, don't get me wrong, it can work and it does work. You know, I run it for some clients myself and it works, it does work. But I don't do this. I don't do this crap. I do everything custom. I don't look like these people. I don't sound like these people. I don't blend in. Everything that I do is totally custom, and I don't look and sound like these people. So why I was saying, though, the seller campaigns are like a total blue ocean right now is because not a lot of people know how to produce a productive seller campaign. Nobody's really cracked the code. I have. Because a lot of these marketing companies, they don't have templates for seller campaigns. So when they get on the phone with you and they say they're going to do all this stuff for your business, they're going to say something like this. This is literally how the script goes, because I've done these sales, right? So this is how the script goes. It's Mr. Real Estate Agent, Mrs. Real Estate Agent. You know, the reason why we don't do seller campaigns is because the sellers are mixed in with the buyer. I don't remember the script anymore, but the sellers are mixed in with the buyers. 1 out of 3 of your buyer leads will be a seller, and you're going to get seller campaigns anyway. So we think it's the best of both worlds that you target buyers because the sellers are mixed in. That's pretty much the script that they use. And the real reason why they're doing that is because they don't have a campaign. They don't have a campaign for sellers, and they don't know how to run them, and they don't want to actually do the work. Seller campaigns can be more tricky and they take more time to optimize, and they just frankly don't want to put in the work because most of these lead generation companies are spending like 2 to 3 hours a month on your Facebook campaign, and they're charging you like $2,000 a month for it, and they don't want to deal with seller campaigns because they can't scale their business and they can't get to that $100,000 a month MRR, you know, laptop lifestyle business by actually having to do the work. So seller campaigns are an absolute blue ocean right now. And you know what? Let's do this. I didn't plan on doing this, but let's run you through my seller strategy right now. I wish I could pull the ad up, but I want you to hear this first. Maybe we'll do it later, but here's what I do for seller campaigns, okay? It's a very, very simple strategy. So it's a twist. It's a little bit of a twist on an old strategy, which was home evaluations. Now, home evaluations I stopped doing a long time ago because they're crap. They get crap leads. They get a lot of fake leads. And the way that people are doing them is the wrong way. The typical home evaluation ad goes like this. You know, hey, do you want to know what your home's worth? Click this link, this sketchy link. Go to this website. Put in your address. Well, what did I talk about earlier, right? The sales process cannot be asking for marriage on the first date. And that's essentially what you're doing. You're asking somebody to go to a sketchy website and put in their home address. Like, would you do that? Let's be honest. Would you actually do that? I wouldn't. There's no effing way that I'm giving some stranger with a website called like, you know, Las Vegas, find out what your home is worth.com. Like, I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing that. So this strategy that I'm doing right now I'm sorry, I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for this one. This one's brilliant and it works. It's so simple, but it works like a charm because of some of the reasons and the steps that, the 4 steps I talked about earlier are built into it. So how it basically looks is, like I said, it's a twist on the home evaluation, but it's done through Messenger, okay? So it's basically, and it's also a twist on the home evaluation because it's a modernized ad, right? There's a pandemic going on, in case anybody hasn't noticed, there's a pandemic going on right now. So people are they don't really know what the hell's going on. They're kind of scared, you know, they don't really they're hearing everything in the media, the news. They don't really know what's going on. They don't know how it's affecting the real estate market. How does it look selling your home during a pandemic? You know, is somebody going to come in my home and cough and sneeze all over it and spread the corona throughout my home? You know, you can use hand sanitizer, you can use gloves, masks, all that crap. I don't care what you believe about masks and vaccinations, all that conspiracy theory stuff. This is what's on people's minds right now, right? Whether you believe it or not, this is what's on people's minds. So how the ad goes, it's basically, are you thinking about selling your home in 2021? Well, you're probably wondering, you know, and that, are you thinking about selling your home in 2021? That's a very important headline, because I'm using the word you, which is a very powerful word in marketing, because I'm speaking to them, right? Do not use I words in your marketing. I am the best. I am this. I, because nobody gives a shit about you. They want to know what you're going to do for them. So are you thinking about selling your home in 2021? Okay, I'm talking to you, the audience, in my ad. Now, you're probably, and this is where the ad goes on to say, right? You're probably wondering, what is it like to sell your home during a pandemic? And you're probably, like most of my clients, wondering, you know, what is my home worth and what are you going to do to sell it? Okay, that's basically the ad. It's super simple, with a call to action of send me a message below. I actually use the words, I'm not going to send you to one of those sketchy websites to put your home address in. Send me a message below and I'll give you all the information you need. That's basically it. Very simple call to action. And here's where the real magic starts, because they come into Messenger. I have a little bit of automation going on. There's a little bit of pre-qualifying going on, right? The first thing that happens is, remember, like I said, step 1 to step 2, get them to engage, get them on the phone. So the automated message after they click the ad, it's a very simple message. It says, and it pulls their first name. So let's use you, Alina, as an example, because if you click my bot, it would say, hey, Alina, do you mind if I can shoot in the dark here and guess about what your home's worth, but do you mind if I just give you a quick call? That way I can find out some important details about your home. Stop. So that's the end of the automation. Now, they are given an option to say yes or no, because with messenger marketing, you have to give people an out. You can't say, can I call you, and say yes or yes. You have to give them an out. So I asked for their phone number because I want to get them out of Messenger, right? And I want to get them on the phone, because when I get them on the phone, what am I doing, right? I'm asking them more questions about their home, and I'm trying to close for the in-person appointment. Now, you never call it an appointment. I'll get to it in a bit. So what happens if they give me my phone number? Great. Boom. I am calling that person like, I'm calling them right now. And if they say no, it tells me that I have work to do, okay? So that's when I go, and it tells me that they're not ready to give me their phone number yet. So it tells me I have work to do, tells me I need to go to work. So I start messaging them in Messenger, because it's in Messenger. It's not a landing page. It's not a lead form or any of that crap. And I go to work, and what am I trying to do is I'm basically circling back. I'm trying to get them to give me their phone number to get them on the phone, because that's step number 1, right? Or step number 1 is I've already had them engaged. Step number 2 is get them the hell off the phone, off Messenger and onto the phone. So if they say no, this has been pretty new, right? So my conversion numbers aren't totally, I don't have them all yet, but I'm converting about 6 out of 10 off of Messenger onto the phone. So I'm pretty proud of that, by the way. So anyways, get them on the phone. And here's another mistake that a lot of people make, right? Is, hey, can I come to, and notice I've never once asked them for their replying to yes, we have LionDesk asked about for. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I notice I never once ask them for their address, right? That will be done when I get them on the phone. Never ask somebody, early in the conversation for their address, because that's a personal thing. And again, that's asking for marriage on the first date. And that's not how we do marketing. That's not how we do sales. So once we get them on the phone, this is where I go to work, right? I do some more pre-qualification, and basically my closing script is kind of like this. I think that's you, Alina, I don't know, but basically my closing script on the phone is, Mr. Seller, as I've been kind of telling you, I can take a shot in the dark here. I can tell you what I think your home is within a rough range, what it's worth based on the area, based on what you've told me. However, I'm a professional, and I don't like to shoot, I don't like to throw darts at a board and take a guess. Would it be okay with you if I just pop by for 15 minutes? I'd love to see your home. It sounds wonderful, by the way. I'd love to have you show me it, and we kind of go from there, right? So that's the closing script. Shut your mouth. Like every closing question, you shut your mouth. Notice how I didn't say appointment. I didn't say CMA. I didn't say anything salesy. I didn't say anything real estate, anything like that. I just say, hey, if you mind if you sound like a proud owner of your home. Do you mind if I just pop by? That's the word, pop by. Do you mind if I pop by for just 15 minutes? So you can show me your wonderful home. It sounds like you have a lot of pride in ownership. I'd really love to see it for myself. And that way I can really get an accurate feel for your home. I can see the finishes. I can see everything that's going on, right? Thanks for the info. Need to log into a meeting. Wish I could say. All right, Marta. Yeah, this will all be recorded, so you'll be able to see it live, or you'll be able to see the replay, and just obviously fast forward to this part because this is where it's getting good. Now, like I said, I haven't set appointment. I haven't said anything like that. Usually, these people are gonna be like, "Yeah, of course, come by." Right? So, what have I done? I've taken a person off the internet to now popping by their home. And as you and I both know, what is this pop-by all about, right? This is the initial appointment, right? Because my listing strategy is two parts. It's preview the home, then listing presentation. I never, ever, ever, ever do a CMA without going to see the home first and build that relationship, build that rapport. See what Tom Ferry's coach Jason says about App Portal. Cool. So during this pop-by, right, I'm going through their home. By the way, I've taken some not Tom Ferry, I've taken Tom Hopkins training. So some of this stuff is influenced by Tom. Tom Hopkins, he's the OG of real estate sales. I love that guy. Some of his stuff's a little bit outdated, but his strategies are still good. So anyways, I'm in the home. I'm doing the tour, right? I'm going through it, commenting, yeah, great, everything looks awesome. And basically, yeah, Mr. Seller, thank you so much for touring me your lovely home. Gosh, your pride of ownership here. It's just so apparent that you guys, I mean, obviously, if it's a nice home, if it's a pile of crap, don't say that, right? But usually, it's a nicer home. Your pride of ownership is just great. This will be a slam dunk to sell this home, all that kind of stuff. But still, you're not trying to close, right? So you go home. Let me back up. During this initial in-home preview, you are also trying to schedule the next appointment, right? You're going to say something like, now that I've got everything I need, I'm going to go back to my desk. I'm going to compare. I'm going to dissect the whole market. I'm going to compare your home to everything else. I'm going to compare that comparative market analysis. Would it be okay with you guys if I come back later tonight at say 5:30 or 8:30, right? That alternative close. I have 5:30 or 8:30 p.m. tonight and present everything that I found, right? Again, you're not saying presenting you a listing presentation or I'm going to try to close you and get you as a seller listing. You're basically saying I'm trying to present you the information that I found, right? Because that piques a little bit of curiosity in their brain. They're like, interested, what did he find, right? What did he find about our home? So that's basically the strategy, guys. Like if you're at that point, if you're in their home doing the tour, and you don't know how to take it from there anyways. Like what I'm saying, by the way, I'm not saying you have to do this. This is just what I do. You guys are all professionals. You probably know what to do at this point anyways. But that's basically the seller strategy that I use. It's a very simple ad to send them into Messenger because I'm trying to just get their phone number. That's the main thing. And I use a bit of automation. If they say no to me, then I go to work manually. I use a little bit of automation as well. I go to work manually. I'm trying to convert them to their phone number. The whole goal is just, hey, can I get you on the phone? I just need to get some details about your home. And then while I'm on the phone with them, I'm trying to do the pop-by, right? I want to come view their home. And then if you're at that point, it's basically game over. And what have I done there? I've taken an online lead that doesn't work. Like online leads don't work. Facebook ads don't work. I've taken this person to be in their home. And it's an amazing strategy. It's a total blue ocean because everybody and their dog is out there running these home list ads and everybody's going for buyers. You run marketing for sellers and you will stand out in the market because nobody's doing it basically. There's basically no one doing it. There's a few people doing it and they're doing it very badly. So hopefully that was helpful. Love your strategies, not cheat all. Yeah, I mean, guys, sales gives them a chance to relax in your company. Of course, sales, like gone are the days. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's salespeople out there, and there's still a market for them. They still do well, and there's still a market for them. But gone are those days. Building relationships, being personable, having people like you, trust you, get to know you, provide value. That's the new selling, right? That's, again, why a lot of online leads don't work because what people are essentially doing online is the equivalent of a blowhorn going, hey, I'm number one, I'm the best, blah, 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 I'm so great. That stuff doesn't work. It just does not work. You got to warm people up to you, especially in real estate, right? It's so much different. Before I became a licensed real estate agent, I was doing the investing stuff. I still do real estate investing, but I was on the private side of things. So it was a whole different ball game, right? The kind of leads I was attracting for that were people that literally needed to sell their home like today. So I could do that kind of pushy salesperson stuff and push the contract, do the whole like contract slide over at the table and say, Mr. Seller, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm willing to buy your home today for cash. This is my number. What is it going to take to get this deal done? Shut my mouth, right? That close worked all day long, but in real estate where people have time, they have information, they have the internet, they're doing their research. You can't be that person, right? That book I've mentioned a few times, Ninja Selling by Larry Kendall. It's an amazing, amazing book for learning how to build relationships, get into flow with people. So is there any other questions, guys? I know hopefully this is what you were looking for about the truth about online lead generation. Again, I cannot state it enough. Online leads work. They just aren't working for you yet. There's something broken. You're offering the wrong thing. You're targeting the wrong people. You're targeting the wrong niche. Your expectations are out of line. You're not putting enough budget into it, because this is a pay-to-play program, guys. Alina, I think that was you that said $500 budget. $500 budget is a very, very, very healthy budget in Facebook, and that's where I would put my $500. Because like I said, with Google, you're going to get eaten up and spit out alive. I didn't go into those numbers. I should have, but it just reminded me. So anyways, this client that I had onboarded last week, basically we broke down what Google would look like for him, and the numbers they don't work up. They don't work out. You can't get enough volume, because you need volume in online leads. Like the example that I was using in Raleigh, North Carolina, he's paying like anywhere between $16 and like $30 per click to a landing page. Let's say that landing page converts at 20%. That's a very, very, very effective landing page if you're converting at 20% and above. So let me pull up the numbers, okay? Let me pull up the calculator, because it's much better to do it with the calculator. Open this calculator. I want to show you what a Google campaign looks like, because I went off on a tangent. I kind of do that sometimes. I went off on a tangent when I pulled up the calculator last time. And let's share it. Okay, add this to the stream. Sorry, working from home. My daughter, I'm almost done, sweetie. Okay, working from home life, right? Okay, so Google campaign. Let's look at this now. So this is what a Google campaign looks like, right? So you're paying, let's use that 2% conversion again, right? So if you want to close one deal, here we are. Hold on, sweetie. Should be home soon, okay? You want to say hi? Since she's here anyways, let my daughter say hi. Say hi. Hi. This is Macaulay. Okay, let daddy finish, okay? You just spent $3,000 on a Google campaign, a total fail. Oh, I don't know who you are. I can't see your name. I just see Facebook user. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. And I'm not saying this like to be mean or anything, but I'm just not surprised, because Google pay-per-click is, like I said earlier, online leads, every platform, they're all different, and they're all different animals, and Google is a beast of its own. And it will chew you up and spit you out if you don't have your funnel dialed in. Like I'm talking like dialed, like optimized to the nines. You will get chewed up and spit out. And $3,000 total fail. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. These numbers are going to pretty much explain why. Here, so again, all platforms are basically the same. Okay, Google leads, depending on, inbound Google leads can be very hot, but for the most part, online leads are basically all the same. Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they're basically all the same, right? There's no real, different conversion rate of them all. They're all basically the same. So 2 to 3% is typically the conversion rate that we see, right? That's the average one. That's the national industry average, according to NAR, according to Zillow, according to all these. And it's basically what I see anyways, so it's pretty accurate. But let's go through the numbers here, okay? So if 2% is 2% is what you need, yeah, it is. We do work hard. Guys, this is why I went and learned all this stuff myself, because as a small business owner, I needed my marketing budget. I needed a return from it. I couldn't pay like that company I explained at the beginning. I paid them $2,500 a month for like 3 months. So I'm into these guys for $7,500. Okay, and not including the setup fee. The setup fee was like another $1,500 or whatever. So I'm into these guys for like $8,000, and I haven't seen jack crap shit from it all. And as a small business owner, I just can't afford that, especially when only $300 of this $2,500 was going to my business. I just said enough. Enough is enough. So I went down the rabbit hole, learned it myself. So this Google stuff here, okay? So one deal is 2% of, so I'm just dividing by 2%. One deal is 2% of 50 leads, okay? So that's the target, right? 50 leads to convert one deal if you're converting at 2% of your leads. So this is why Google can really suck. I'll explain it here in a bit. So let's say in a competitive market, you're paying $18. Sorry, let me go back here. Okay, so just to generate a lead, remember I said your landing page has to convert at about 20% if you're using a landing page, and that's really good. So you need 50 leads, right? So 50 is 20% of 250, okay? So these are all the numbers, and this is how online lead generation works. So you need 250 clicks to your landing page, converting at 20% to convert 50 leads to convert one deal, okay? Now 250 clicks at $18 a click, $4,500, okay? So Facebook user that said just spent $3,000 on a Google campaign, total fail. Now this is an effective, a really, 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 really effective Google campaign. 250 clicks of a highly competitive keyword like Raleigh real estate or Raleigh homes for sale or Raleigh realtor, Raleigh real estate agent, whatever the keyword is that you're targeting. This is a really effective Google campaign. So 250 clicks at $4,500 total clicks to convert 50 leads to convert one deal. Now that's if you have a funnel that is optimized the crap out of. So when people say online leads don't work, this is part of the problem, right? They don't have their funnel working for them. They don't have the top dialed in and optimized, and that's where you generally want to start. You want to start from the top down. So, is your targeting on point? Is your messaging on point? Now you start getting into your, okay, what are my costs per leads? What are my conversion of the leads? How many am I converting to phone calls? How many converting of those phone calls to appointments? How many of those appointments to a deal? These are all numbers that you need to know anyways in your business, guys. I mean, we all know this stuff, right? We all know this stuff. These are numbers you need to know anyways. If you don't know any one of these numbers, like your cost per lead, your cost per landing page, your cost per click, your conversion of lead to a phone call or a phone call to appointment, if you don't know these numbers, you're going to get spit up and chewed out by online leads because, as Peter Drucker says, don't quote me on this, it's something along the lines of what gets measured gets managed. And that couldn't be further from the truth with online leads. You have to know your funnel. You have to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know where things are broken. And if you don't know where things are broken, you don't know what to fix. And if you don't know what to fix, then you're just going to be wasting time and money. And that's where a lot of people get sucked up and spit up and chewed out in online leads is they just spend a lot of money and a lot of time on something that's broken, and it just doesn't work. So important to have the full funnel set up with automation in your CRM once the lead is generated. Absolutely. I could not agree with that 100%. So I'll do another live where I'll go more deeper into the 4 steps of converting an online lead, the 4 steps that I've talked about quite a bit in this. But just again, it's the automation, the follow-up, that is a huge part of it. So basically what I do in my online leads and for my clients is I put them through a blast. Every single lead goes through a blast. Now this is 5 to 7 days of just like pounding these leads. I'm pounding them, and I'm not just relying on automation. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's all automated, but some of the automated tasks are that task. So it'll be automated so I don't forget, but I will get a task reminder to call a lead or to text a lead manually. So I do a healthy mix, right? Everybody's different. I believe in a healthy mix of automation and personal touches, because the personal touch is a lost art in this world. There's not a lot of people doing it. So it's just another way that I stand out from the crowd and from my competition is by doing personal touches. Plus I can get more personal, right? If I creep their Facebook profile, for example, because I do Messenger, if I creep their Facebook profile and I see that they are a sports fan of the same team that I like, the Edmonton Oilers, go Oilers. Connor McDavid. Did you guys see Connor McDavid light it? You probably didn't because you're probably not watching the Edmonton Oilers play the Vancouver Canucks, but I'm a Canadian. I love hockey, and Connor McDavid just lit it up last night. But anyway, so if I see that they're an Edmonton Oilers fan, for example, because I creeped their profile, what do you think I'm going to do, right? I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, hey, so-and-so, like, you're going to watch the game. Are you watching the game tonight? Or if the game already happened, like, wow, what a game. Like, Connor McDavid, that guy is God, basically. So see what I mean? Like a healthy mix of automation, some personal touches. It just helps, really, really helps stand out from the crowd. If you rely 100% on automation to do your job for you, well, then you kind of have to expect the results that you're going to get, right? Which, don't get me wrong. It's not the end of the world, right? Because I know people I know colleagues that rely 100% on automation, and I agree with them, right? Because essentially their strategy is just let the cream rise at the top. And that's what my strategy is too. And that's what your strategy needs to be with online leads as well, is put them through this blast. Just hammer them, hammer them, hammer them, because you're trying to get them to engage. And for anybody that's thinking, well, I'm calling them too much, or I'm texting them too much, or I'm emailing too much, like, I don't want to bother them. You need to get that the heck out of your mind, right? Get that out of your mind right now. If they haven't responded to your texts or your emails, how are you bothering them? They haven't responded. I mean, if they respond with quit effing calling me or texting me, which I've gotten, then yeah, okay, you are bothering them. But what you're trying to do is you're just trying to get them to engage. You're trying to get them to respond. You're trying to get the cream to rise to the top, because your main goal, your number one job with an online lead, or any lead really, is you need to identify, like I talked about earlier, what kind of animal is this? Right? Are they a buyer? Are they a seller? Are they a move-up buyer? Are they currently a renter? Have they talking to a lender? Have they talking to other real estate agents? You need to identify what type of lead they are. You need to identify their timelines, because how do you know how to follow up with them? So that's what my blast does, is I send them through this 5 to 7 day blast. I just hammer the crap out of them. If I haven't got a response from them, no big deal. They just go on a different follow-up. They go on a longer term follow-up. I'll stay in touch with them, because you never know. I've had people respond to me months later. My record, I think, was like 6 months later. This dude, he actually counted. He counted every text message, every email, and every phone call, every voicemail. And he finally wrote me back, said, Mike, he listed them all down. He's like, Mike, I got your 19 phone calls. I got your 27 text messages. I got your 55 emails. I got everything, dude. Thank you. Thank you so much. I saw it all. I got it all. I appreciate everything you sent me. But I wasn't ready to talk to you yet. Now I'm ready to talk to you, right? So just because they're not responding yet, like they say in sales, no just means not right now, or it just means, saying no just means not yet or not right now. So you got to have that mentality. You got to have a thick skin. You can't take things personally. If you're taking things personally, then online lead generation isn't for you. And like I talked about earlier, that's not a bad thing. It's just not suited for everybody. Online lead generation is not for everybody. It's not for some people's personality styles. It's very much for my personality style, because I love the challenge. I'm super, super, super competitive. And when somebody doesn't respond to me, in my head, I'm going, game on. Game on. You, Mr. Lead, Mrs. Lead, whoever you are, you have no idea who you are messing with and who you are about to play ball with, because I will send you 57 text messages. I will call you 900 times if I have to. I am one of those guys when it comes to sales, like the buy or die, like the Wolf of Wall Street, right? You pick up that phone and you call until they buy or die. I'm one of those guys, as morbid as this sounds, because if they die, they might have a home to sell. They might need to sell their home in an estate sale or probate, right? I know that sounds horrible, but it doesn't affect me. It rolls off my back. I'm like an alligator. It just rolls off my back. I don't take it personal. I call and I call and I call and I email and I text and I keep doing it until they basically answer my phone or they tell me to go F myself. And if they tell me to go F myself, I actually put them on a different follow up where I just do it a little bit less intensely and a little bit less frequently. But that's what you got to be, because studies and statistics show most salespeople give up after the first attempt. It's like something crazy. It's like 50% of salespeople drop off after the first attempt. Another bunch of them drop off after the second attempt. Another bunch of them drop off after the third attempt. When you start getting into the 7, 8, 9, 57 attempts, you're in a whole different ball league, because nobody else is following up with them at this point. And they will, at some point, unless they were just funnel hacking you and just coming into your funnel to see what you're doing, or another real estate agent, at some point they will be ready to go. And if you aren't in front of them at that moment in time, guess what's going to happen? They're going to see somebody else's ad on Facebook, and they're going to click on that ad, and that person is going to get the luxury of all the hard work you did, because they're going to say, hey, so-and-so, yeah, I'm ready to buy a house. Can you help me out? And all your hard work is going to go down the drain. So CRM, having a strategy, having systems, having follow-up, it's so, so, so damn important. If you don't have something in place, you're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. I've literally gotten on calls with consultancy clients, potential consultancy clients that have told me that, well, no, I'm not going to spend $20 on LionDesk. And I'm like, really? Okay. So what's your strategy? Well, I'll just, I'll set a reminder on my phone. I'll use a spreadsheet. I'll, some of them even scratch freaking paper. And I'm like, okay, well, this is not going to work for you. It's just not. Like your leads are going to fall through the cracks because the volume that you need, right? Following up with 10 leads, no problem. Sure, you can set reminders in your phone. You can do a Google Sheet or an Excel spreadsheet. Sure, but the kind of volume that's required to turn leads, online leads. I mean, month one, you've got 100 leads. Okay, can you handle 100 people with all of your existing business? Maybe you can. Maybe you're a rock star. Maybe you can. What about month two? Because you're going to be doing this for a long time, right? You're not just going to try it for 1 month, like my example at the beginning, the guy who spent $60 in 1 month and gave up. Month two, you've got another 100 leads. So now you've got 200 leads. Month three, you've got another 100 leads. Now you've got 300. Month four, month five, month six. Now you got 1,000 Facebook leads in your database. Spreadsheets ain't going to work. Reminders in your phone ain't going to work. These people need to be on marketing systems in your CRM. They need to be in a CRM. They need to be on marketing systems, and it needs to be automated. Even if you're manually calling these people, it needs. This video will stay live on our page to go back later on. Yeah, exactly. No, this will all be it's all, the replay is all going to be up. So if you have 1,000 leads and you're doing post-it notes and reminders in your phone, you're going to get crushed. You're going to be absolutely crushed, and then you're going to be one of these people that goes around saying online leads don't work. They absolutely work. They just do that. You have to find the right systems. And if you are going to work with somebody that like hire a company, I would suggest looking for somebody that does pay per results. That's what I switched my consultancy to a long time ago, is pay per result. So you're not getting chewed up by these retainers and all these monthly fees and all this crap by these people. Pay for a result, right? Pay for the leads. Not every marketer is set up to pay per closing because that's illegal. They have to be a licensed real estate agent. But paying per the lead, so like the raw wholesale cost of the lead, paying for the appointment, paying for the live transfer. That's a popular thing that's popping up. All these marketers are now advertising. Guys, it's the same crap. It's the same crap they were always doing, but now they're just rebranding it because leads has gone cold. Nobody responds to those ads anymore. So now they're selling you appointments and live transfers, which they're doing the same thing that they were before, but now they're introducing an ISA and things like that. And that's another tip with online leads, right? Is maybe think about getting an ISA. If you have a budget, like Alina was talking about earlier, a budget of $500 per month, I would maybe consider, at $500 per month, I think it's a manageable, with the right systems, the right marketing campaigns in your CRM and LionDesk to follow up with these people. That's a manageable amount of leads to follow up with. But if you start getting into the $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month in like Facebook ad spend, for example, because you can generate a ton of leads for $2,000 a month because you're only paying about $4 per lead, you might consider splitting up your budget. So maybe spending like $1,000 to leads and $1,000 to an ISA service. And there's lots of them out there. But an ISA, or Gabby, right? Gabby in LionDesk, the AI assistant. Think about doing something like that, because it's kind of like a divide and conquer strategy, right? You're going to need help following up with all these people, and it's just going to be hard to do by yourself or if you don't have a team. Guys, I've been yakking for quite a bit here. There's still some of you on here. Any questions? I mean, I feel like I'm sort of talking at you, and that's a little bit of a gross feeling. I want to be talking to you and with you guys. Doing this, by the way, it's very difficult. Talking into a camera with no engagement back, it's tough. It's a hard skill to learn. So let me know in the comments, guys. What else would you want to know? What else do you want to see? Do we want to end this? Is that everything? Was this helpful? Did you get something from this? Did I miss anything? I think it takes a little while for the comments to go. Awesome live. This is being interactive, so good. Yeah, no, I appreciate the interactivity, guys. It helps me out a lot, right? Just talking to this little dot in my computer. I love to talk. If you haven't got that, by the way, or haven't figured that out yet, I love talking, so I can talk forever. But it's way better if you guys help me out here. There aren't many listings, by the way, by an office in the area. Without marketing a listing, what's the next best ad type that you've run? Okay, so I would say, obviously it sounds like you are, again, I only see Facebook users, so whoever asked that question, there aren't many listings by my office in my area without marketing a listing. What's the best? So I've done it a few different ways now. It depends on your brokerage. You can maybe approach somebody else at a different brokerage, but huge caveat there, right? My brokerage, for example, does not allow that. I'm not allowed to market a listing from another brokerage. So that's just the rules we have. Next slide, we can focus on one topic, for example, ad samples. Yeah, ad samples for sure. I think that would be helpful. Kind of the way I saw this roll out personally. You guys let me know. You're the ones that want to learn this information. So how I kind of saw this roll out was, let's talk about the truth of this first, the realities, the expectations. Then let's maybe talk about some strategies. And then maybe do something around like the conversion side of things, right? Strategies on, let's talk about the conversion, things like that. So I want to go back to this user's question. So mini listings, what other ads? So again, it sounds like you're targeting buyers, which if that's what you want to do, go right ahead. Just like I cautioned earlier, going after sellers is a total blue ocean. There's not a lot of people doing it, but if you want to be a buyer agent, go right ahead. I'm not a huge fan of being a buyer agent personally. Because I have so much going on. Listings, listings are where everybody's heard the saying, right? Listings to last. Listings are leverage. Listings are marketing in your market. Listings are owning and controlling the market. That is the best strategy, is go get listings and then use your listings to market for buyers. That is the hands down best online strategy going. Not a lot of people talking about it. Gary Keller obviously talked a lot about it in his book, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, right? Everybody needs to be a listing agent first if they want to grow and scale their real estate business, and use your listings marketed effectively and productively to get your buyer. So that's what I would do. But if you are gung-ho, dead set on generating buyer leads, so back to the same user, then yeah, what I would do is I do the homeless thing. I still do that. It works. You just got to know what you're getting into, right? There's a lot of people doing it. You got to stand out from the crowd. And one of the ways that I stand out from the crowd is I use messenger marketing for it. I use automated chat bots, things like that, because not a lot of people, almost most people aren't doing messenger marketing. So it just helps me kind of stand out. Did that help? Did that help your question? Because yeah, what's the next best ad? That's what I would run. But just me, I wouldn't run buyer campaigns. I would go get some listings, get some signs in the ground, and then use those listings. It's a shame to hear that there aren't many listings, but you know what? If there aren't many listings in your office or in your area, you know what that tells me? It tells me you're in a seller's market. There's not a lot of inventory, so you should be marketing for listings anyways. Scoop up some of those listings. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm shooting in the dark here, right? I don't know. Maybe you just live in a small area, a remote area, rural, something like that. How can you contact me? Sure. Yeah, I'm happy. Like I said, this wasn't a sales pitch or anything like that. I do some consultancy. I'm a busy real estate agent myself, right? So I can't work with a lot of agents, but I do some consultancy and help with marketing, the sales process, things like that. But that's not what this was meant to be. The LionDesk ads portal is a fantastic tool. You just got to know like the types of ads that you're running, right? So I will, I don't know if I can reply to you. How can you contact me? Facebook friend request me, I guess, would probably be the best option. Facebook friend request me, and I'll talk to you maybe in Messenger in the DMs. Okay, other questions. I got some other questions here. In the greater Seattle area, Facebook ads have been tougher. Yeah, Seattle is a huge market, and it's a very, very competitive market. So I'm sure, well, anybody who's doing any kind of Facebook marketing, you're well aware of the changes that were made by HUD about a year and a half ago. They have now been introduced into Canada as well as of December of 2020. So your targeting is more difficult, right? You have to do that 15-mile plus radius thing. I saw that change coming for a long time. So in my business, I started testing, very niche down, targeting specific neighborhoods versus targeting broad. And honestly, I didn't really see a lot of difference. Anyways, going wide, going that 15 plus mile radius, I never really saw much of a difference anyways. The Facebook algorithm is so savvy, it is so sophisticated now. It's reading your ad copy, it's scanning for keywords, and it's showing your ad to people that are interested in those kinds of keywords anyways. So I wouldn't worry too much about having to go broad, but Seattle's tough. So let me know some more details. Okay, so what's tougher? Like, are you noticing your cost per lead going up? That's what I'm assuming you're probably seeing. There's probably a lot of competition, right? So again, you got to stand from the crowd. You got to do something different. Don't do what everybody else is doing, because if you look like everybody else, you sound like everybody else. What's that saying, right? If it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Don't be a duck. Don't be a censorship there. Don't be an effing duck in your market. But yeah, help me understand that more, right? What are you having struggles with? Is it the cost per lead? What's the focus there? Now, next slide, we should focus. I already read that. Ben, Greater Seattle area. I have reached out to other brokers before. Our listings still move in about 5 days, so hard to market them when they go pending fast. Yeah, you know what it is. It is, but you can use that to your advantage to get sellers, right? Market that. If homes are selling in 5 days, going pending in 5 days, market that, right? Now, again, legalities and everything. I have marketed pending homes, and what I do is when somebody responds to it, I just say, hey, look, this home's pending. Guess what? Oh, I can show you other homes, right? So it's all about getting that conversation going. Now, that's why I love running marketing ads around listings so much, because when somebody responds to a listing ad, it's, they're responding to something that's actively on the market. It's something that you can take them to show them. If it's something that they don't like, well, then you can take them to show them other homes. That's why I love listings so much, or marketing listings, because you're attracting buyers that are in the market, right? I don't want to say they're all in the market. You get tire kickers, you get looky-loos like anything, but you generally attract buyers that are in the market and are ready to talk to you. And the best part about marketing and listing is once you reveal to them, the price, the details and everything, they usually say something like this: oh, that's more than I wanted to spend. Perfect, Mr. Buyer. Did you know that as a real estate agent, I can work for you for free? Like, you don't even pay me, man. I'm going to do all the work. I'm going to find you a home. I'm going to send you set you up on the automated search. I'm going to preview homes. I'm going to do all that work. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And then the seller is going to pay my commission. And that is the number one closing question I have used and have seen work with buyers. Once you say, hey, Mr. Buyer, by the way, are you aware that using my services doesn't actually cost you anything? It's the seller that pays the buyer, pays me, the buyer's agent. And it is amazing. People are like, what? Wait, hang on. Because that's why are most people searching for homes on their own? They think real estate agents, for some reason, they got to pay buyer's agents. And sometimes they do, but they think that they got to pay us, right? Once you say that, it's game over. They're like, oh, wait a minute. I don't have to pay you? Yeah, man, sure, sign me up. Ben, okay, again, scrolling through Facebook, as you've seen me talking about, I've seen homes value ads by half different agents. Yeah, absolutely. Seller's market. Okay, yeah, seller's market. Then why are you not marketing? Market for listings. Get those listings. If it's a hot seller's market, get those listings. Ben asked a question about the other ads besides marketing. Okay, Ben, looks like you guys are kind of talking to each other there. Maybe I can message you something later. Any thoughts on new iOS 14? I'm glad somebody brought that up. iOS 14, having people the option to opt out of tracking. Yeah, there's a lot of chatter about this. Lisa, I can see you on YouTube. Got to run. Thanks for the info. Yeah, awesome, Lisa. Thanks for joining us. Take care. See you in the group. iOS 14. So there's a lot of chatter about this. Now, again, guys, this is kind of the advantage of having me in the group and having me sort of be able to talk to you like this is, being a marketer as well as a real estate agent. I'm keeping up with this stuff myself, right? Because not only my own business, but because of my consultancy, my clients, things like that, I got to stay on top of these things. So nobody really knows how this is going to affect Facebook ads. The guess is, well, what do you think the guess is? It probably will, because people can essentially opt out of being tracked. So I think it's going to obviously heavily affect the retargeting campaigns, but with smaller Facebook ad spend budgets of like $300 a month or $500 a month, you're not going to be doing a lot of retargeting anyways. So I don't think it's going to affect anybody in that sense. The big marketers, the ones spending, $5,000 a month, where it's a multi-layered channel. So there's YouTube ads retargeting to Facebook, Facebook retargeting to YouTube, Facebook retargeting to Google, all those types of things. Of course, they are absolutely going to see a change, right? Because the people opting out, not everybody's going to opt out. Some people probably, personally, here's my opinion on it. I don't want to opt out, because if I'm going to get shown ads anyways, I want to be shown ads that are relevant to me, right? So that's why I like the tracking. Personally, I like seeing ads that are relevant to me anyways. I hate seeing ads that have nothing to do with what I'm interested in. So I think iOS 14, yeah, there's going to be some changes. But if you're running a smaller budget, like $300 a month, no, I don't think it's not going to affect you, because you're not retargeting. You're not running retargeting campaigns. What was I going to mention? Oh yeah, so what I was going to mention, like with listing ads, guys, some listing ads I've run for clients, I've run like $50 ad spend budgets on. I actually had my record. So as per my example, very early in this live, when I said that, the guy who thought he was going to spend $60 on Facebook, run Facebook ads for a month and close a deal, is insane. And I digress, because my record currently for a closed deal off of Facebook is $50. I spent 50. It wasn't for me, it was for client. I spent $50 for him on a listing ad. So we ran a listing that he had. He got a buyer interested in that listing. That listing didn't work out. Went and showed him another home, bought a home. So he made about $5,800 in gross commission income off a $50 ad. That's how powerful listing ads can be, guys, because you're generally talking to buyers. He actually he never ended up closing them, but he ended up talking to 2 other pretty serious buyers from that one ad. So that's my record. If you guys can beat it, $50, I challenge you, all the power. I'd love to hear about it. So what else, guys? Did that answer the iOS 14 stuff? It's going to affect stuff. I mean, it definitely will. But the smaller budget people, I don't think it will, personally. I mean, this is the game that we're in, right? Things are always changing. The algorithms, like I've seen it on YouTube multiple times, the AdSense revenue, for example, the algorithm changes and then all the YouTubers cry, oh, my AdSense revenue, I'm not gonna make any more money, blah, blah, blah. Like it's always revolving, guys. The algorithm's always changing. The rules are always changing. It's always changing. What else do we got? Geez, I've been yakking for an hour and a half. Is there any other questions before we close this thing up? Is there any just kind of aha moment that I can leave you with before we go here? If it were to be that, guys, and it's just the secret sauce. There is no secret sauce. There's no secret ad. There's no magic ad, right? Like I said, if somebody owned the rights or the knowledge to that ad that just magically turned clients, they probably wouldn't share it with anybody, right? I get asked that question a lot, where they're like, hey, what's your secret ad that you have? Well, if I had some secret ad that could turn, $50 all the time or $100 into multiple buyer clients or multiple listings, then I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now, because I would probably be in the Maldives on my yacht, and I would have a real estate brokerage, and I would have tens of thousands of agents, and I would just be closing deals like crazy. I'd be a billionaire. So there is no secret ad. The secret sauce is expectations, the work that you put into this, your follow-up, your systems. That's the secret sauce. I know it's not the magic silver bullet you wanted to hear, you hoped to hear maybe, but that's what it is. It's all about the back end, right? It's no different with knocking on doors. The secret sauce there is to knock on more doors. The secret sauce to cold calling is make more phone calls. The secret sauce to, if you're using open houses, for example, as your lead generation source, the secret sauce to that is to raise your hand and volunteer to host every single open house that your brokerage or agents at your brokerage are doing. I can't do them right now. Open houses are illegal where I live. It's literally illegal. I never thought I'd hear that day. It is literally illegal to have an open house because we are under lockdown right now, and we are under pretty strict COVID protocol. I can still show homes. It has to be by appointment only though, but open houses. But it's all about that adapt and respond. Don't be reactive to the market. Be proactive, right? We cannot control anything that happens to us. All we can control in this world and in this life, I'm getting bigger, more meta here than just real estate, but all we can control in life is how we respond to what happens. We cannot control what happens to us. I can't control if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, knock on wood, thank God. God forbid that doesn't happen, but I can't control that. All I can do is respond. Hopefully my response is to survive it, if it hopefully doesn't happen. It's the same with what I'm dealing with right now. I can't have open houses, but I can do virtual open houses. I can do this, like on the internet, streaming, video, all these kinds of things, right? I can do this. I can just change how we respond. I can be proactive. I can get ahead of the curve. I can be ahead of the ball, rather than scrambling like what a lot of agents unfortunately do. They just scramble and go, oh God, what am I going to do now, right? iOS 14 is coming. What am I going to do now? It's going to change everything. It's going to ruin everything. It's going to change things, but it's not going to, right? All right, guys. Literally, my wife is texting me. She had to leave, take my daughter to the dentist, and she just texted me she's on her way home. So I think I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I got to get going anyways. I've got an appointment in 20 minutes. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully, if you weren't with us live or watching the replay, hopefully you found it helpful as well. Any questions, let me know in the group. I'll be hanging out in the group. I am hanging out in the group. I'll be in it a lot more. You'll be seeing my face a lot more. And leave in the comments below. Let me know what you want to hear next. I'm thinking from the sounds of it, I think we run through some ad examples that might be helpful for you guys. And then I'd also like to go deeper into the 4 steps of converting these leads, right? Getting into that, getting engagement, getting them offline onto the phone call, getting them off the phone into an appointment, or at least at the very best qualify them a little bit better so you can appropriately tag them in your CRM, appropriately follow up with them, and then ultimately get that appointment, right? Face-to-face. Eventually, you got to get face-to-face, and there's a path to face-to-face. It starts with them clicking on the internet or you knocking on the door or whatever you're doing, and then you try to get voice-to-voice. Just keep leading people up that path. Get them voice-to-voice, and when you're voice-to-voice, get them face-to-face. If you cannot get them face-to-face, you will never, ever, 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 ever close a deal, because eventually you have to get face-to-face, right? If you're going to show them homes, you got to be face-to-face. If you're going to list their home, you eventually got to walk through it. That's it. This was a lot of fun, guys. I love talking about this stuff. So yeah, I will end this off here now, and thank you for being with me this long. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for the questions. It really helps me a lot doing this. And it's Friday today, so hopefully that means you are out busy tomorrow. You're doing open houses or you're showing clients around, doing what you do. I prefer not to work weekends, so it's kind of my style. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing your thing, closing some shit up. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this, but anyways, all right, peace.